So, I decided that today was going to be my first time trying Colosseum. You will see actual footage from the first time that I've tried Colosseum in the background of this video. It's not like I haven't opened up Colosseum before. It's not like I haven't done one in the past, maybe where I wasn't even really trying, but this is the first time that I actually went in and tried to participate in Colosseum. I did not have the best build for this. I did not have the best abilities for this. I did not have the best equipment for this, but I decided I was going to try and do the best that I could with what I had readily available to me and what my understanding of the game was. So I went in with some of my normal damage dealing abilities. I went in with guard, and I went in with some abilities that will help remove debuffs on my allies and myself. And I decided I was going to give it my all. So when I first got in, I realized that I was a little outmatched in a lot of areas. There was a lot of characters in there that were doing more damage than me, and they were killing me pretty quick if they targeted me. I would try to strategically use my guard so I could survive through the times when I didn't have the ability to do damage. So I would kind of shoot out my damage abilities towards the target that I thought would be the squishiest. And then I would guard to see if I could get those abilities back in order to do another round before they would take me out. The strategy seemed to work fairly well. There was one match where I was really outmatched by the people that I was coming up against, and I was just taken out so quickly that I couldn't really do anything. One thing that I didn't like about this is the fact that there's 3 rounds, so you can kind of learn from your first round and then into your second round and into your third round and maybe do a little bit better as the actual match progresses. If I attempted to go after a target in the first round and I noticed that I wasn't doing enough damage to kill them quickly enough, the next round I could try and go after another target. On the other hand, though, if I found a target that actually was squishy enough where I could take them out in those first 2 shots, or maybe the first 3 shots, then I could continue knocking them down to take them out of the match early so they couldn't do damage to others. Most of the time I was attempting to target Lancers because I'm an archer, so I would go after the Lancers. They're usually pretty quick at dealing damage, but they're not the best at it, and I usually can take them down pretty quickly. One thing I noticed here is the Rook is extremely valuable. Having a Rook on your team where they're able to do devoted sacrifice is really helpful because you're able to block your entire team. Yes, it does put you in a bit of an awkward position if you're the Rook because you're getting hit down as they're getting attacked, and it kind of puts you in a vulnerable position. But if you can come out of devoted sacrifice and use guard immediately afterwards, or if you have somebody who can heal you, there are certain ways where you can kind of get around this, and having that Rook is really valuable. They also tend to be pretty tanky. One thing I did notice is it seemed like a lot of the time that my teammates would go down pretty quickly, except for a couple of them, and they would kind of hang out for a really long time. To me, that looked like they were the ones that had the more optimized build for this, where they could last a really long time. But it didn't seem like it was narrowed down by a specific class, except for maybe Cleric. Clerics seem to last for a really long time, which makes sense. Clerics, in my understanding, seem to be pretty tanky, and they're able to keep themselves alive by healing. Honestly, watching this be played, I didn't think it was going to be something that I'd enjoy, but my little dabble here in Colosseum actually made me kind of think that I might want to actually participate more in the future. I would definitely have to steer my build more towards something that I could actually use that would benefit me, maybe revamp my abilities a little bit, but I think it would be something that would be fun if I actually put a little bit of effort into it. Guild battle nowadays is pretty stale, and raid, I've always hated raid, so to have an event that I actually enjoy, it might be something that can liven the game up a little bit. I think if I was going to participate more, I would remove those debuff abilities that I took off, where it would remove debuffs off myself and off my teammates. They didn't really come up very often. I found myself really only using them if I had nothing else that I could do at the moment. If guard was on cooldown and my damaging abilities were all on cooldown, then I would just throw those out there to try and help my teammates, but I didn't really see a lot of debuffs happening. Or maybe it was my reaction times, because if debuffs happened, the teammates would die too quickly for me to actually be able to remove them. It would just kind of be they'd get hit with a debuff and then immediately killed. So I'd have to explore some other options for my build, but I think this is going to be something I'm going to participate in going forward, and maybe I'll post a little bit of that, my experience trying to be better at Colosseum in the future. Well, if you like what you saw here today, please hit that like button. Leave a comment down below. What's your experience with Colosseum? Are you good at it? Are you bad at it? Do you want to get involved with it? Are you bored with it? Let me know what you think. Subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell so you know what's up. And instead of just saying I'll catch you in the next one, I'm actually going to let you know that I'm going to keep some of this footage playing in the background. So feel free to check it out and watch a little bit more of my Colosseum experience. And then I will catch you in the next one.